That's the problem. Is like if every player, if like Sea-Doo and you know all the other like competitive players were just like, yeah, we're not gonna play on YouTube. Like we can't. Like this isn't good for us. This isn't like you didn't make this decision for us. You're just hurting us. And like now we have to spend all of our time doing this and take time off of work for this. Like they would have immediately undone it. But they didn't do that. They should move it back to Twitch. If the people that were competing would refuse to compete until it went back to Twitch, it would go back to Twitch immediately. Or they would cancel it. They remake the YouTube Live UI. Well, it's not that. It's just it's the fact that it's a separate platform. Like even if it was the opposite and everybody streamed on YouTube and it went to Twitch, it would still be the same thing. The reality is that playing competitively is like the main way that a streamer that's a competitive player gets noticed. So if you have to go over to another platform to play and for people to watch you play, and then they have to come back to watch your actual content beyond the tournaments, like you're gonna think, I mean, you have to, like, you're telling people to swap platforms 2 times? Fuck no, that's not gonna happen. There's like a 0% chance that's gonna happen. So like it hurts players' growth. Like it's just, it's not gonna, it's not a good thing. People stream their POV on Twitch during competition? No, they can't. So yeah, I think that, like, you know, same thing as the teabagging thing. If all of the teams just decided to pull out and say like, oh, we're not going to compete anymore, then that would be it. Like that would be it. It just wouldn't happen. I don't watch a single big streamer that's gone to YouTube and left Twitch. It's terrible to watch. Yeah, but like eventually there'll be enough people on YouTube that it'll create its own ecosystem. Who's made to take their place? Not really, because like nobody really wants to watch randoms compete. They want to watch like the people that are like known compete. It's like you look at like how much viewership goes up during like a popular team, a popular team's like participation in something. I don't know why people think Twitch is so great. Twitch is okay. The thing is, like, I don't really, like, the thing with Twitch is, like, I don't like the culture on Twitch much more than the platform. Like, I don't like a lot of the different things that, like, people, like, do and, like, say on Twitch. Like, I find it to be very off-putting and weird. I don't like Twitch policy. I don't think Twitch policy really matters. Like, YouTube policy is just stupid in other ways. Like, doesn't really matter. Twitch is too heavily policed now. I think there is like a big factor where you probably don't see a lot of like good content on Twitch because people are too afraid of like, you know, somebody doing something and then getting a you know, a hate mob after them. And so like content in general on Twitch or getting banned, right? That's another factor. And I think that's the real reason why you can see people like Kai, for example, like and Aiden Ross too, like that are so successful is because just like average people don't care about that stuff. But there's like a small group of like these like super engaged, like hyper conscientious Twitch viewers that want to like micromanage every single thing that a streamer does. People looking for drama, yeah. Micromanage guns, yeah. It's like anytime a streamer does something or makes a decision, there's like a bunch of people that are like, I find it to be very weird that like there's like this whole Twitch culture of watching but resenting people. Like there's people that you know, they'll watch some streamer every day, but they'll actually think the streamer is stupid, and they'll think the whole time that like, oh, I should be in this person's position, and not, you know, they don't deserve to be in their position, like I should be there. It's not really hate watchers, it's just people that watch that are like envious. It's been around longer on Twitch. Well, it's not as bad on YouTube. Maybe I should have said that to you. Well, I mean, people have said everything to me. But what I'm saying is it's very common in general. Did you get DMs as such? No, I think it's not really something that you get DMs for. It's just usually something that people talk about online or in chat or something like that. Think cancel culture will die one day? Not really, no, because like people want to people like cancel culture because it gives them power over somebody who they think is powerful. So like they view like streamers or something like that as like, you know, they have like this power, and so like they're like, well, if we get together and there's enough of us, we can, you know, influence this person's life in a negative way. So like the way that you get around that is you have to control, like, because sponsors, like a lot of sponsors just, the unfortunate reality is like a lot of sponsors just don't really want to deal with like any drama or anything like that. Only speak up whenever they're upset. True spammers are one thing. Proper sentences only comes out whenever somebody's upset on Twitch. Yeah. Like YouTube, YouTube has like different types of like, it's not like YouTube is good and Twitch is bad. It's just that YouTube's problems I find are usually less annoying. Like, for example, like I think like YouTube viewers care more about being censored, and Twitch viewers care more about like the morality of what a streamer is doing. Like YouTube viewers want to be able to say and do whatever they want to say and do. But like Twitch viewers want to be able to tell the streamer what they should and shouldn't do. Who wants to be censored? I think there's a lot of people that nobody wants to be censored, but like I think there's more of like a implicit like understanding of like why the censoring happens and like why people get banned in chats on Twitch, and like that's less the case on YouTube. YouTube comment section is terrible, fetching cesspools on the internet. Well, YouTube, I think that in general, I mean, like YouTube comment sections can be bad. I think that YouTube is international, so a lot of things that are, people don't really understand this, but like there's like a lot of like Western ideals and stuff like this that a lot of people just don't realize like how small the amount of people that think this really are. And I think you're in, like, you're always on the internet, and you're on like English speaking internet, right? That's like where you're mainly at. So like for example, like I watched a video, it got recommended to me on YouTube, and it was like this like guy from like someplace in Africa talking about like how they didn't care about gay rights, and everybody in the comment section was like fucking W, right? Like they were super super happy about this. It was like super, like, it's kind of surprising, right? But whenever I look at the people's names, like they don't really have like American names. They have names of people from like other cultures and like other countries. And I think that's like much more the case on YouTube than it is on Twitch. American names, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of names that are like primarily. Oh, thanks for coming, Adderall. I appreciate it, man. We got to get one more person. Invite Hewer. Sure, I'll invite him. Why not? Okay, we're good for now. But yeah, I think that's one of the things that like, and like there's a huge culture shock of that I think a lot of people that are, in like very Western countries and things like that don't really even understand like the context and like the perspective of it. And like I'm not really like I don't want to like argue about the issue. I'm not going to convince anybody about this. Like nobody's going to convince me otherwise. Like that's not the point. It's not assumptions. I don't think it's a lot of assumptions at all. I mean, like, is it really a lot of assumptions? I really don't think so. Because Twitch and YouTube are different cultural fields. It's a lot the same people. Yeah, that's true. We live in a bubble, actually, so is every other culture. Yeah, and like on Twitch, you don't really see that as much as you do on YouTube, because like on Twitch, like you think about it, it's like this is the amount of stuff that you can talk about on YouTube, right? You can talk about like this spectrum, right? This much stuff on YouTube. And this is like the spectrum of opinions you can have without getting suspended or in trouble. And like this is the amount of opinions you can have on Twitch. Far more right? Yeah, for sure. Like a lot more like conservative and like right-wing opinions are like allowed on YouTube that are not allowed on Twitch. What do you think that is? It's because of advertisers. I'm sure that like some people on Twitch care about it too, you know, and they don't want to have their website be a platform for something they don't believe in or whatever. But I think the main reason is because of advertising. Let me see on here, come on Twitch, YouTube clips. There are very few things like, I'm actually not that careful about what I say at all. And, I mean, that's gotten me into trouble in the past, but, I mean, trouble with who? Who cares? And the advertisers determine content, which is just sad. Yeah, but if advertisers go too far, then YouTube has to push back. Look at regulatory people hired at Twitch over the last 3 or 5 years. Didn't expect much different to happen. I don't know. I mean, I think that usually the way that I do it is, I mean, I've said so. I don't know. I've been pretty outspoken about, you know, different things that I think or whatever, and I've never really had any problems. What right-wing opinions are tolerated on YouTube and not Twitch? I think, like, I mean, didn't Destiny get banned for, like, a conversation about, like, transsexuals? I think he did. I feel like that was, like, the last thing that happened until he got banned. So, like, that's an example. Because, like, now he's on YouTube and he can says whatever, right? Yeah, being loud in sports, exactly. Platform to Nazi? Well, that's not true. Who did he platform that was a Nazi? Because, I mean, if you're gonna say, if you're gonna use Sam Hyde, that was whenever he was on YouTube. Fuentes? Well, Nick Fuentes was on Trainwreck stream and I was there, and there was no problem. Like, nobody got in trouble for that. Fuentes was for 10 minutes. Everything a Nazi of someone. Well, what I'm saying, like, I mean, all I'm saying is, like, that's not what happened as far as I know. I mean, Destiny knows better than I do, but, like, I kind of assumed that it was, like, the trans in sports thing because of the timing. It's like he said that, then he got banned. So I was like, okay, well, this is probably what it is. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm calling someone not to become popular. It's popular because people think that they can be violent towards Nazis, so they call people Nazis so they can justify being hostile or aggressive towards them. It's the same thing with, like, calling people communists or anything else. It's like somebody who believes in democratic socialism. It's like now this person is a communist, and, you know, they're the same as, like, Stalin or Mao. Actually, I have to call my dad in like 5 minutes. It's a very American thing, though. it's a tale as old as time. People that dehumanize another group of people to justify like doing bad stuff to them. Every culture does it. It's hypocritical to think like that your own doesn't. That goes for all, really? I don't even know what that means. Is in our current time, the hate is against Asians, sadly. I don't really think that there's like a, like, I don't know, like for those of you guys that are Asians, do you feel like you get a lot of hate? Like, I never really heard anything or noticed anything about that other than, like, obviously, like, racist comments. I mean, like, everybody gets racist comments if they're not white, basically. And even white people get some racist comments from people that don't like white people. But, I know during COVID it was bad. I didn't really, kind of assumed it wasn't that bad beforehand. That's why I heard about it during COVID. But I'm sure it happens. Before I get no hate. Yeah. Like anti-China comments. Yeah, but you have like the problem is like most of the people that are like super anti-China are the kinds of people that blame like a Chinese person for what happens in China. Those are 20-year-old activists, no idea what they're in a European socialist republic. Well, people are always going to say stupid stuff. Like, I don't know why people get so mad about it. Like, there's just a bunch of dumb people out there. Why is it a surprise that some people are stupid? What's the distinguish between anti and China? Yeah, I think that it's pretty reasonable to be like against the Chinese government and to, you know, be you know, have an opinion about that. But I think that it's a problem whenever, like, I think this happens to, it happens to people that are in like a number of like, you know, contentious countries, right? I mean, like I know like guys that are from the Middle East have to deal with this, and Americans have to deal with it too, and I'm sure Chinese people have to deal with it, or people from China. Is that like whenever somebody finds out that that's where you're from, they start like complaining to you about your government, as if like, you know, they want to see like if you're one of them or not. And it's just like that level of a purity test is that's only something that's done by an asshole. People thinks the Chinese government, China don't like the government. That's not initially true, as this government isn't entirely bad too. I find that like if you want to hold Chinese people accountable for their government, you should probably also hold like Russians and North Koreans accountable for their government. And I don't really think that's fair. And it's the same thing as like Americans. Like, for example, like America's done a lot of really bad stuff, especially in like South America, like over the last like 50 or 70 years, right? And nobody really, like, Americans don't really know about this. And like, why do they not know about this? Well, they don't know about it because of you know, like the entire culture suppresses it. So is it really a person's fault that they don't know something that's like intentionally suppressed by the government? I don't really think so. They don't care. Well, why would they? Like, the thing is, like, I don't think that anybody should be required to like care or take accountability for something they didn't do. It's like fucking like original sin. It's stupid. Like, for example, you know, like Germans are not responsible for Hitler, right? Like, I mean, if you're 40 years old, you're a German, you had nothing to do with that. Like, you didn't even exist. It's the same thing as, you know, somebody from, like China, right? Like, you didn't do anything to cause COVID to happen or anything like that. Or same as, you know, Russians or anything like that. Anything else? White American slavery? Yeah, I mean, I didn't have slaves. You know, so like what, I don't feel accountable for that. Because I didn't do it. Like, why would I feel accountable or hold myself accountable for something I didn't do? You think Chinese governments had something to do with causing COVID? I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's impossible to assume that they could have underrepresented it or something like that, but I don't really have any evidence to believe that. I mean, it might exist, I just don't know about it. Is the legacy of slavery, though, if you're not working against it, you're just as bad as those pushing it? So you think that somebody who's not actively working against whatever you consider to be the legacy of slavery, you think they're just as bad as slave owners? I don't agree with that. Yeah, that's insane. I think a lot of people don't really know, like, you know, they used to pull teeth out of slaves' heads and like give them to, you know, more wealthy white people, or even sometimes more valuable slaves. Like, you don't even like it's like it's not even like, we don't even have anything that's remotely as bad as that, even for like pretty much animals now. I think that like you really need to read a book. You've got to read a book, man. Like, I've read some stuff about it. I don't know the extent of it, but I know enough to know that it was bad. It was worse than what I could ever possibly imagine. And like, I'm sure that it didn't happen to like every person that was a slave, but it could happen, and that's the point. Worse than genocide? I mean, like what kind of a moron argues which one is worse? Does it, I mean, like, does it matter? Irish reserved the English. People seem to forget about that. Nobody forgot about that. Everybody knows that, like, most people over the course of history have been slaves at one point or another. Like, that's just how the things used to run. There's a lot of bad shit going out there. Definitely not as common as it was in the rest. Well, the thing is, like, a lot of the bad stuff that happens now is, like, not really sanctioned and accepted, whereas before it was sanctioned and accepted. I think that's one of the big differences people forget to mention, is that back then it was the norm. They're just putting the Armenian genocide in US public textbooks. Yeah, I mean, it's just, that's always what's going to happen, right? Is people are going to try to, like, I'm pretty sure they don't teach about the bombing of Dresden in most high schools either. So it's like, is it really somebody's fault for, like, not knowing about that? I would say it's probably not. And so that's why I think that, like, going back to, like, what I was saying in general, Yakub enslaved white people? No, he didn't. He invented them. You gotta get your war right, man. Yeah, they were, and he didn't even invent them on purpose. He invented them as an accident. Really? Yeah, look it up. Mass imprisonment, continued realigning, generally legacy of slavery. I think that mass imprisonment, like putting people in jail for things that are stupid, is like bad, but I think that it's like the same, like, I don't know, this is like a weird analogy, but it's like Jupiter's a really big planet, right? But like it's not even like 1/100th as big as the sun. I view, like, you know, mass incarceration the same way versus slavery. Because you have to do something to be put in jail. You didn't have to do anything to be a slave. So knowledgeable things are bad. I agree. Say it to George Floyd. I think the George Floyd case is an example that that isn't the case. Because if that had happened during slavery, whatever that piece of shit that killed him, there wouldn't have even been a question if there was a trial. Like, yeah, like, that's not even, like, my dad told me about, you know, how it used to be in Florida back, you know, fucking a million years ago. Not a good time. It wouldn't have even been paperwork? No. Maybe for destruction of property? Yeah. Yeah, and you'd have to pay $200 or something. Yeah, it's crazy how it used to be, man. It is wild. Like, I'll have to have my dad come on stream and talk a little bit about it. Because I think that people, like, they forget, like, how recent it was. Is a video loop? Unfortunately not. I've had to do this all on my own. Was it like Django Unchained? No, absolutely not. Like Django, no, I mean, like, it's like, again, it's like there's just like several orders of magnitude that are different, but I mean, they were all really bad. That doesn't mean they're bad. Brutality in the US was exported. Seen our military industrial complex. Just been exported. I mean, I don't know if you can even say that it's like the military industrial complex is an outcome of, I mean, is that just an outcome of America? Because like it's like internationally owned. I mean, to a large extent. I guess I disagree with the idea that I don't think like America is like uniquely culpable for like a bunch of really bad stuff in a way that many other countries are not. I think that you know, like really, if you go back really not that long, there's a lot of countries that have blood on their hands. And sometimes I do think that like people in the US get you know, it gets put out like, oh, well, you know, it's in the US is where like all this bad stuff happens, but it's bad stuff that happens everywhere and has happened everywhere. Yeah, it's America's most influential, so that's why it happens. America gets a lot of heat because it's self-righteous. No, I don't think that's why. I think America gets a lot of negativity because it's, you know, it's the richest country in the world and it's the most influential, and it also is like the biggest exporter of culture, and on top of that it's also the most interventionist. So like that's why I think it happens. Exporter of culture? Oh, absolutely exporter of culture. Like, I think, like, second biggest exporter of culture is probably South Korea. Maybe third would be Japan. I think you could be right. Yeah, I think maybe Japan is a better one. Yeah, Japan, just probably because it's been doing it like it's been doing it way more or way longer. Japan also imports a lot of American culture. I think that's a good thing. I mean, there's a lot of things that, like, for example, like I don't like is I don't like the, like, in America how people are expected to move out whenever they're like, let's say 18 or 20 or something like that, and if you're like, you still live with your parents and you're, you know, 30 or whatever, you're a loser. And I actually prefer the, you know, the more like Eastern way of having, you know, people live together, like families live together. In Asia, we live with our parents, so we have kids. That was always what my plan was, you know? That's what made sense to me. Like, why the fuck would I want to move out if, you know, I was like living with my mom or like my parents and like, you know, she'd just make me food. It's like, bro, I'm not about to fucking go spend extra money for an apartment to order food out of that. Fuck that. I have her bring me food. Like a safety net for people. I think that there's also like a big part where there's also like mental health problems. So like there are a lot of safety nets that exist in the country, Like things like what I was saying earlier about like the medical, like the MAP program, medical assistance program and stuff like that. I guess MAP program, ATM machine, you know what I mean, right? And but like there's a lot of people that are just like, if you talk to like some homeless people, they're fucking crazy. Like they don't need to be out on the street. Like there's something legitimately wrong with them. And it's the same thing with a lot of these, like I think it's the same with like other Karens too, right? It's like these people like completely pop off. Bill Burr stand up? No, I haven't watched anything from Bill Burr probably like 2 or 3 years. It's up 6% since COVID. Yeah, but like it's still not like accepted, I guess, as much. Proud bootstraps. Number one upward mobility for us is through centuries, generational wealth. I don't know. I think that if you work really hard in America, and you've got a really good chance at being successful. I don't know how it is in other places in the world. Like I have no idea. But like there are a lot of ways that you can be successful in America, even if you're poor. Like I went to high school with people that had that happen. I mean, in a way, I'm kind of an example of that too. Like my dad's side of the family is very rich, but you know, my mom's side wasn't really that much and isn't really that much, and you know, growing up that wasn't how it was like for me either. I can't say like, oh, this is it's better than every other place in the world. Like I have no idea. I'm just saying that like it's definitely possible. Oh, are you killing the mobs over there? We're just killing these. I think it might be better if you just stay here to hyperspawn these. I don't know. Just keep doing whatever you think is good. Just a minute. Let me call my dad. I'm back. Sorry about that. Does farmers peak autism? It's a situation. Listen, mobs keep coming. Why Blizzard think this is a fun challenge? I think that there were a lot of things that they just never really even thought about. You know, this was never even a plan. Are you bored of playing the same game over and over again? Yeah, I play other games sometimes. Whenever I get bored of playing WoW. YouTube videos said to do anything for the mounts. See, like, I don't understand why people don't get, like, man, like, I used to have all the mounts, man. Like, I was missing like this many. And that was it. I had every other mount in the fucking game. It's just... man. Asian Bunny X is painting you right now? Who's that? It sounds like a stream I might watch. Trade them all for IRL achievements? Yeah, I used to. The thing is, in Legion I went like super hard, but then in BFA I kind of toned it down a bit because I don't even remember why. I think it was just because of my stream, right? Like my stream was popping off, and so like that was my priority, was my stream. And that's what I did. Classic came out too. Yeah, very true. That's gonna be so cool whenever that one comes out. So we're gonna transform birds for the Vestwood mount. Been here for hours, she hasn't dropped yet. Just keep doing it until you get it, man. It's not hard. Like, there's no secret in farming. It's like, how do you do it? Like, at a certain point, you just do it. That's how you do it. There's no fucking, like, secret sauce. There's no, you know, master strategy. There's just, you put your dick on the anvil and you start hammering. That's just a fact. Probably should buy this gear just to give the transmog. Like, this one is what's like really brutal. Zombie motivational, thank you. Yeah, it's just like other people, like they're like, oh, you gotta do it. Like the way I do it is like I figure out the most efficient way of doing something, and then I just do it. I do it and I don't stop until it's done. That's the way I've always done things. I told people like we're gonna have the the Covenant mounts, we're gonna have those after. What do you call it? After Shadowlands is over. Like I'm not gonna allow those into the mount offs until then. It's going for more normal looking gear instead of crazy bright flashy stuff. Well, like you want to look at the normal gear, like which sets are like pretty normal. Let's see. This is a relatively normal set. I mean, this is something you could see in real life. I think also this one is too. You know, it's like chainmail. Like everything besides like the spikes on the helmet are, you know, you could see like an English knight wearing that or something. That's weird. Yeah, that's the main stuff I would say. Like that Roman Gladiator set? Yeah, I know. The sad thing is like, it's legitimately the only set that I don't have an elite set of. I have literally every single other elite set in the game except that one. And the worst part about that is that it was really easy to get it. Like warriors were completely broken in like Malevolent season. I just never played. I think having like more normal armor is like good, but I also think having sets like this is good, you know, like, and then like this one, you know, this is fucking badass. Like this set's fucking badass. This one's one of my favorites in the whole game. Even this one is like, it's not really realistic, but it's like slightly more realistic than some of the other ones, right? Because it's like modeled off of like a Crusader's helmet. And like this one here, right? The mythic one. As I said, this is like probably my favorite set in the whole game, pretty much. I'm probably never gonna stop using this set. It's just so clean, so well designed. The only thing I don't like is the chest piece. I feel like there would be a better chest piece I could get. Looks good, helmet looks bad. I think the helmet looks fucking badass. I just don't really use helmets. Unlike most of my sets. I just wish like what chest piece could I really even use, you know what I mean? It's like that one's not very good. These aren't good at all. It's like one of those things where like there's only one good set, and it's like I would like to have a 3D chest piece because like most of the other pieces are 3D, but there's just nothing that's like even like that's actually pretty good now that I think about it. Like that would be good, and then you go like with the different tabard. Where's like a black and red tabard? None of these look that great. That looks okay. I mean, that's all right. You know what I mean? I just wish there was something else that would fit better. PvP Tavern Season 3. I don't know. I'd have to look at that one. Yeah, it's just that the set is like so specific. It's like impossible to find something that'll work. I'm not even gonna keep trying. We lost someone? Oh, fuck. I'm gonna do this for a little bit longer, then I've gotta do a couple of other things and get food. It should allow you to transmog into clothes from other armor types. I don't give a fuck. That's enough for now. Some arenas. I don't know if I'm gonna do arenas tonight or not. Like for achievements, let's see. What do I still have to do for achievements? Shadowlands dungeon. I'm missing 4 oh, I need to do these, huh? Fuck. I have all these, right? Yeah, all this is just like super done. Professions. Cooking. I'm missing 3 cooking. Oh yeah, I never did that. Fishing. How are we doing on fishing? Not good. Oh yeah, I was farming that, then I stopped. 150 points in Cultiran skill of fishing. I thought I had that. What the fuck? Oh, it's Cultiran. Oh, right. Cultiran fishing. Yeah, I have 200 Shadowlands fishing. Archaeology. Oh, yeah. Look at this one, dude. That's insane. Fuck. Look at that. Oh my god. This one, I need to do this. Oh, I thought I had all of these. And then I need to get these 2. Yeah, I have to unlock this and then get it leveled up. And let's see, world events. I'm missing 2 out of that. Oh, right. That's, yeah, I need to do this. Winter Veil. Okay, I'll eventually do that. I gotta get this done too. This one's just such a motherfucker. Let's see what the other ones are. That's just gonna happen on its own. That'll happen on its own. That'll have to go out and farm. And so all the rest of this is like all done, right? Okay, so quests. I'm missing 3 BFA quest ones. Can you do this Zuldazar World quest as Alliance? I feel like I've never seen it. Oh man, it's these fucking things. Why is your sub a circle jerk against you in your favorite game? What? What is this? Oh, I like this. You serious apologize? He was joking. I think some people are going to be negative about, I mean, WoW or whatever. I've thought about implementing a rule where it's like no, like X game or Y game bad posts. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. It can be really exhausting to have to deal with people like that all the time. People can have opinions though. Yeah, but like I don't want to read the opinions because they're fucking stupid. People will bitch about it for sure, but like it won't matter if they bitch about it because you just delete their post about them bitching about it and then they stop bitching about it because they can't post anymore. It's a pretty easy solution. Yeah, no one wants to deal with that bullshit. That's censorship? What it is obviously censorship. That's exactly what it is. Like what else would it be? There seem to be valid critics in there. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just, like, it's really kind of hard because, like, I talk about it all the time. Like, for example, I think the combat in WoW is, like, 1,000 times better than Final Fantasy's combat. I really think so. But, that's not, like, the only thing in the game. I also feel like the game has like it's like much more seamless to move around in the game. Too many 5 GCD is way too long. It has nothing to do with the GCD. GCD is totally fine. Final Fantasy is different. It's all well. I mean, like, but like, of course, if you say something is different, there's obviously like, you know, steak and pizza are different. But some people like steak, other people like pizza. And it's not like I'm not saying that it's better objectively. Like, obviously, I think so. That's why, you know, I like it. 14's combat is better at level 70. It's not about the rotation. It has nothing to do with the rotation. It has to do with the way that your character moves. The way that your character, like the way that it does its attacks. The way that you are able to like cast and move at the same time. The way that you can chain spells together. The fact that there's like no animation lock. It's like playing Final Fantasy is like playing a game with 100 MS. Like 100 bonus MS. Because you hit a button and then it happens. It's like you hit an interrupt and then the interrupt happens like 0.3 seconds later. That's huge. Like, in my opinion, I think it's the worst out of all the MMOs. I think every MMO does it better than Final Fantasy for like the combat. Feels like sticky keys, yeah. But like, for example, spell batching in classic Final Fantasies, yeah, exactly. But like the story in Final Fantasy I think is just a lot better than the story in WoW, and there's like a lot of reasons about that or for that. It's not just WoW's fault. So I won't like this. Well, like those would be the kind of comments that like people would, that like I would delete, because like there are people that are WoW fans that are just like waiting for me to say something bad about Final Fantasy so they can feel validated, and like Final Fantasy viewers who like think that I hate the game and they're just glad that I'm talking about it again. Like, it's just fucking annoying. Fantasy graphics got a lot more dated more quickly. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, there's like some good things and bad things. Like, for example, I think like the transmogs in Final Fantasy. Somebody in my guild just got Ashes of War. The transmog in the realistic transmog in Final Fantasy looks better than what's supposed to be realistic transmog in WoW. Right, like it looks more like you have more options, you can do like way more stuff. But I think like some of the armor sets in Final Fantasy don't look as good as the armor sets in WoW. Like I don't think there's like pretty much any set that I've seen in Final Fantasy that looks as good as this set does in my mind. New PvP set. Like, am I the only person that thinks it's like super low res? Like, I don't know. I think it's like pretty low res. It doesn't look that great. Put it next to it? Sure, yeah. Let's look at it. It's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, it's not even remotely close. Like, I think this is just infinitely better. The WoW one looks better, yeah. They're on the same level in my opinion. I don't really think so. We need another person. Probably gonna go for another like 10 minutes or so. Okay, so he's getting a graphics update. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good thing. I think it needs it. Like, I would show like the Odin set, but like the Odin set's super old. I think the Eureka armor looks pretty good. The like white and gold armor. The screen most WoW stuff is low res, except exceedingly harder to get sets. Well, like, okay, so these are the sets that I think in WoW look good. Like, this set is fucking pathetically bad. Right, but like, this one looks good. This one looks decent. I don't think it looks amazing. I like this set. This one's cool. I like this set a lot. I think it's really well put together. I like a lot of the Covenant sets, basically. I think this set's okay. This set, like, it has, like, pretty high res, even though I don't like it. Same thing with this. I like this set, too. This one's good. This is fucking pathetic. This is pathetic. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like, I think that this set looks really, really, really good. The same with this one. I think this one looks really good too. Mythic and Taurus, yeah, I think Mythic and Taurus looks good. This one is okay. This one I think sucks. I don't like it because the helmet and shoulders are like fucking S tier and everything else is garbage. This one is, I only like this version without the helmet, and even then it looks kind of shitty. Let's see. This one's okay too. This one looks really good, but like it just like, I mean, these are all from like 2014 now. So like, I mean, these sets look good like stylistically, but the quality on them is like, it's not the best. Like old sets that still look good. Like I think this set still looks good. This one still looks good. This one has like surprisingly high fidelity. I like this one. This is one of my favorite sets in the game. but it's mainly for the style and not necessarily the quality. This is okay. I think this set actually is like very high quality too, like whenever you really look at it. I think this one looks really good as well. Like, it's just not amazing. It's like 10 years ago. Yeah, so like I don't think it's really fair to compare. It's the same as like, for example, which can have really good sets, yeah. Wrathful was super well made. What do you mean it was super well made? Look at this. They put all the budget into the helmet and shoulders. There's no effort that went into the chest, the belt, the legs, the boots, the gloves. They're all garbage. It's only the helmet and shoulders that looks good. And also, like, there's not really been anything that's been added since then that, like, really fits it, which is, like, what really sucks. Like, maybe something like that, you know? Actually, that looks okay. Maybe I could work with that. Let me see if there's any sets that I don't have. Yeah, none of these look good in my opinion. Maybe that's acceptable. And that's like such a big maybe. Like, I've tried for a really long time to find a good Wrathful set that like really lives up to the quality of the helmet and shoulders. And I just don't think it's in the game. I want to be totally honest. Like, that's the best version I've been able to find, is probably that one. And like, I mean, to be fair, like, I think you probably could do something with this. It's just, it doesn't really look right. Alright, boys. We made some good progress today. I'm gonna chill for a bit. Good work. Good work. Yeah, I'll probably do more of it. Let me go back over there and see how many of these I can buy. Leaving? Not quite yet. Do it during React content and you'll be done in no time? Yeah. Arenas? Maybe later on today, but I don't really know. There's only 400 and 200. I've got that. So I've got to get more of these. The Wind's Infinite Call. Yeah, this is going to be a real pain in the ass to get all these. It's like 30 rare mounts. Yeah, let's go look at the pets. Just buy it? No, there's some of these I can't buy. Anything that I can buy, I will. But there's a lot of things I'm not able to buy. Got some Nagoya Chief today? Thanks, man. Glad to be done with it. It's like 300 for these two. It's brutal. Why do I think this was a good idea? It is a good idea if you don't look at it in the complete scope of having to do everything. Like, it's a good idea if you think like, oh, you can farm out this one mount or something like that. But there are people that, like, it's just also like the way people play the game is like they just are, they want to like no life it and get like that thing done as soon as possible. I think that's really what it is. Yeah, sure, Aspect. Okay, so it's just all of these here, and then like the rares. Like some of these rares are fucking annoying. Like this one, oh my god. Why? Can't loot that on Warrior, it sucks, yeah. Like, I don't understand, like, why that's a thing. Like, why are you not able to just loot everything? I mean, like, who's it helping that you can't loot these items? Like, why is this even in the game? Or all the Transmog Covenants, which is horrendous, yeah. At least these are easy. But yeah, it's things like this where like you can't even loot the item unless you're this loot spec. Like, I wonder why is that? Like, who at Blizzard thought that was a good idea? It doesn't make sense. It's just stupid. Oh, did I get something? Oh, I already had this one. Makes you play longer, stay subbed equals money. I think it's the opposite. I think that like once people see the way it works, they're just like, miss me with that bullshit. And then they don't even try to do it. That's what I think. That's what I think really happens. Transmog drops not counting if you're on the right class. I don't really care about that as much. I just care about literally not being able to loot items. It's just, it adds nothing to the game, it just makes it worse. Did you get mount from those mobs earlier? Yeah, I did. I got multiple mounts out of there. I mean, you get a mount like every 30 minutes, basically. I'm just gonna go and buy all of them, I think. Make sure I farm out all the secondary reagents and stuff. This way of forcing you to play alts. But like, the thing is, like, I actually don't think that it encourages any type of gameplay. I think that all it does is annoy people. Like, there's nobody that sees that and is like, oh man, I guess I have to farm this on my warlock now. I think people just see that and they're like, this is stupid, fuck this. And like another example is like, I don't know, I think that they should have like a transmog specialist or a completionism specialist that works at Blizzard that just is able to point out like, yeah, this is fucking garbage. Using interchangeable classes like WoW and Final Fantasy would be good. I asked in Discord a while back, Warriors can use Transmog Dagger, so it's collectible for them. Sucks that Blizz makes it only droppable for rogues, so you need an alt to get it. Well, the thing is, for all the things, like, it's not about, it's not their add-on that's the problem, it's Blizzard is the problem. Remember whenever I got that shield and that mace, it was such a big deal. I was so happy. New tier set looks garbage. I actually think it looks pretty decent. The one in Sepulchre, it's pretty good. Whoever in charge of the reward structure needs to rethink so. And like also like for example, this is like one of the small things, is that you can't see which world quest for PvP is up at a time. Like, what is the logic behind that? Nothing wrong with needing to spend time to farm things. We all getting all the mountain pets that are in your mailbox. That's so fun. Beatrice, do you think that's what I'm advocating for? Do you think that I'm advocating that I want to log on and have all this stuff in my mailbox? Is that what you think? No? Well then why are you saying it? I don't miss this game. I wasn't good anyways. Think you're annoyed at the system and it encourages spending time to farm, and there's nothing wrong with that. So is anything that encourages you to spend time to farm good? So like if they cut the drop rates in half for all the mounts and they said now they're not a 1% chance, they're a 0.5% chance, would that be good because it causes people to spend more time to farm? 1% is already pretty low though. Oh, so it's a matter of proportion. So then you acknowledge that like anything that increases the amount of time that like it's such a ridiculous thing to say that anything that increases the amount of time that you spend farming is categorically good because it increases the amount of time that you spend farming. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and it's immediately disprovable if you apply any logic to it to anything else. The only reason that you think that is because you're anchored around what currently exists. Having to farm low drop rate items is not inherently bad. Well then wouldn't it be good if they made the drop rates lower then? Is it not since it's not inherently bad? Oh my god, it's only time left 4 minutes. Fuck, I'm gonna have to kill people. I don't want to. Okay, 20. Somebody, no it's not. 25. Yeah, I can kill them. It's 1 down, 2 down. Very funny. Piece of shit. Fuck. Wait, what? Why had my... I don't have it on. He just reflected his own Hodge. Come on, come on. I'm done. I'm done. You can kill me. Go for it. I'm dead. All right. You get the heroic achievement of the Dragonflight video? I have no idea. Let me just wait for this one to be over. I might as well do the other one. Afraid it was goes 100% drop rate. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing is, like, any conversation of, like, nuance is, like, immediately lost on people because, like, they just, like, what I'm saying is, like, making a platitude argument like that is just pointless. What's a platitude? Well, like, is like it's good that it makes you spend more time because it keeps you in the game farming more. And so, like, what I'm saying is, like, so, like, if you added some other arbitrary requirement to that, people would immediately think that it's bad. So, like, what that implies, in my mind at least, is that doing that is not what's good. Everything is just annoying. Yeah. Okay. It's gatekeeping. Well, it's like a throwaway comment that, like, has no purpose. Fuck. You want to smoke the PvP World Quest? Well, I mean, like, the thing is, I'm there, dude. I'm there to complete this. Like, I don't even like PvPing in the World Quest. I'm just here to get my reward, and then I'm done. But honestly, like, I'd lose against the Feral Druid every time. Warriors are just really not very good at 1v1. They're terrible. Yeah, it's just like they've always been bad at 1v1. They've been good in like 4 patches in like the whole game. But the problem is like other people that are just better in general. Like classes that are better, like Rogue, Druid, Paladin, Warlock. They'll always beat you. Who are the best? Probably Wrath. Wrath or like early Mists of Pandaria. Let's wait for respawns. You never beat McConnell in a duel? No, I can't. I mean, Rep Paladins just beat warriors. That's all there is to it. Like, McConnell would be able to beat any warrior. Like, if McConnell lost to a warrior, it's because the warrior was bad. It's not because he's good. Or sorry, because he was bad. It's not because the warrior's good. That's just the truth. One more. Warrior get the 2 interrupts as baseline to be better at PP. The reason why warrior is bad is because they have to be at melee to heal. They have to be in melee to heal, and also their heal is like very temporary. And they can't recover without interacting with the other player. So like all of their recovery, besides Second Wind, requires an interaction with an opponent. So if you kite them out, they can't do that. Same with DKs and Demon Hunters. DKs and Demon Hunters. I think Demon Hunters, yeah, that's generally true. But like they just have more recovery. Maybe a DK doesn't. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I'm not sure. Do you remember Tank Warriors that would go Second Wind? Would go Second Wind and never die, just outlast in 1v1s? No, I don't remember Tank Warriors that would go Second Wind, because Second Wind was for arms, and you couldn't be a tank and have it. That's not possible. It was not possible. Like, it was possible in, like, Burning Crusade. That was about it. Okay, I think I'm good. Second Wind was a mop talent available for prot. You could get Second Wind as prot in Mists of Pandaria. Let's find out. Okay. Which one of these was I prot for? Fuck, I don't see it anywhere. I might not be able to look at it and see. I'll be honest, alright, I know I was prop for this one. Let's see, do I show my talents? No, I did not. Fuck. So I'm 580 item level. Maybe I'm gonna show my talents. Fuck. Yeah, it looks like I'm probably not going to be able to. Fighting this thing was fucking crazy. That's all she wrote. Search for a talent calculator? Okay. Warrior. Second wind. Wait, so talents weren't spec specific back in Mists of Pandaria? No? Holy shit, yeah, then you are right. Bro, I thought that was only for, I thought like every single one was different. Holy fuck. It was so long ago. God damn. Yeah, he was right. It's been a while. It's been a long time. World of Warcraft solo stuff. I remember watching your videos. The Dragon Soul ones, I think. Oh. Alright, gentlemen. I gotta get some food. I'll see y'all later. GG's. Yeah, I'm gonna chill out for a while. Our boys, peace.